Hello, good evening. My name is Father Rayappa. I am in the village called Ecology near Vellore, India. Today I am going to talk about Caritas in Veritate, written by Pope Benedict the 16th. So this document, Caritas in Veritate, was released on the 29th of June 2009. It's almost 7 years back. 2009. Caritas in Veritate means charity in truth. It's a beautiful document, and especially I am interested in the chapter number 4, which talks about ecology and environment. Recently, Pope Francis, last year 2015, in the month of May, released an encyclical called Laudato Si, an encyclical on ecology and environment. And actually, Pope Francis is developing themes from previous documents like Caritas in Veritate, Centesimus Annus, written by his predecessors. They talked about ecology and environment in a considerable amount. And only people, we didn't read them, and we always criticize church, and we always criticize popes, telling that they didn't talk enough about ecology and environment. No, the contrary is true. They talked about it, but only we didn't read about it, and we didn't bring the information to the people. That is injustice. We have committed an injustice by not reading them. And we could have saved our environment long before. I'm talking about Centesimus Annus in 1991. Saint Pope John Paul II has written beautifully about environment and ecology. In 2009, Pope Benedict is called environmental Pope because he talked all the time about ecology and environment. And he brought out a document, Caritas in Veritate. The whole chapter 4 is dedicated for ecology and environment. Maybe that is the best document available on ecology and environment in the history of the church. So I'm going to read something from Caritas in Veritate, article number 51. So I'm going to read it fast. The rain is coming. Before that, I'll finish it, I hope. The way humanity treats the environment influences the way it treats itself, and vice versa. This invites contemporary society to a serious review of its lifestyle, which in many parts of the world is prone to hedonism and consumerism, regardless of their harmful consequences. What is needed is an effective shift in mentality, which can lead to the adoption of new lifestyles, in which the quest for truth, beauty, goodness, and communion with others for the sake of common growth are the factors which determine consumer choices, savings, and investments. Every violation of solidarity and civic friendship harms the environment, just as environmental deterioration in turn upsets relations in society. Nature, especially in our time, is so integrated into the dynamics of society and culture that by now it hardly constitutes an independent variable. Desertification and the decline in productivity in some agricultural areas are also the result of impoverishment and underdevelopment among their inhabitants. When incentives are offered for their economic and cultural development, nature itself is protected. Moreover, how many natural resources are squandered by wars? Peace in and among peoples would also provide greater protection for nature. The hoarding of resources, especially water, can generate serious conflicts among the peoples involved. Peaceful agreement about the use of resources can protect nature and at the same time the well-being of the societies concerned. Here comes the important part. The church has a responsibility towards creation, and she must assert this responsibility in the public sphere. In so doing, she must defend not only earth, water, and air, as gifts of creation that belong to everyone. She must above all protect mankind from self-destruction. There is need for what might be called a human ecology, correctly understood. The deterioration of nature is in fact closely connected to the culture that shapes human coexistence. When human ecology is respected within society, environmental ecology also benefits. Just as human virtues are interrelated, such that the weakening of one places others at risk, so the ecological system is based on respect for a plan that affects both the health of society and its good relationship with nature. In order to protect nature, it is not enough to intervene with economic incentives or deterrence. Not even an opposite education is sufficient. These are important steps, but the decisive issue is the overall moral tenor of the society. If there is a lack of respect for the right to life and to a natural death, if human conception, gestation and birth are made artificial, if human embryos are sacrificed to research, the conscience of society ends up losing the concept of human ecology, and along with it, that of environmental ecology. It is contradictory to insist that future generations respect the natural environment when our educational systems and laws do not help them to respect themselves. The book of nature is one and indivisible. It takes in not only the environment but also life, sexuality, marriage, the family, social relations, in a word, integral human development. Our duties towards the environment are linked to our duties towards the human person, considered in himself and in relation to others. It would be wrong to uphold one set of duties while trampling on the other. Herein lies a grave contradiction in our mentality and practice today, one which demeans the person, disrupts the environment, and damages the society. Caritas in Veritate, written by Pope Benedict the XVI, article number 51, very nicely written by the Pope, the environmental Pope. Actually, Pope makes a connection between environmental deterioration and the human responsibility deterioration, moral law deterioration. So he calls it, one is human ecology, that is human being, and environmental ecology. So there is a relation between both human ecology and environmental ecology. So when you are corrupt, when there is no moral law, there are no values, you don't respect any bioethics, and he is giving an example of abortion. People, they don't care for human life. They abort, they do research on the embryos. So Pope is telling, if you are treating a human life like this, you would never hesitate to cut down the tree, because you are killing a human person. For you, killing a tree or a damaging environment would mean nothing to you, because your moral personality, your bioethics, your values are all corrupt. So actually, it is an internal deterioration which is connected to the, or which is reflected by the external environmental deterioration. That is what Pope Benedict is writing. So human ecology, we should treat our humans first with respect and dignity, our human life, and we should relate with nature with compassion and mercy, with the attitude of solidarity and kinship. And also we have so much of gifts humans have. They are filled with gifts, and that gifts could be dispersed to other parts of nature. And we have got empathy, we have got kindness, we have got compassion, and we have got nobility, we have got generosity. All this human ecology resources, we are full of resources inside. So we should be able to develop and dig out those resources and help nature to heal, and nature will get benefit. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. It's raining and I need to go out, otherwise I'll talk more. So please take Caritas in Veritate, written by Pope Benedict XVI, and go to the article number 51. You will read and appreciate it. And thank you, and God bless.